This is called Sunlight. That was great timing. This is called Sunlight. I just kind of found it in my game library. I bought it. I bought the Ukraine bundle from itch.io like multiple years ago. Remember when? Was it maybe 2 years now? 1 or 2 years now? That has so many games in it. Um, yeah, we're here. This game like seems to be hyping itself up as like some philosophical adventure that's gonna change your life. I'll be the real judge of that, but it does have decent reviews, so can't complain about that. I think we're okay here. Subtitles, I like subtitles on. They're pretty good. Uh, I like my story games. If we couldn't tell, I love story games. Superliminal, Stanley Parable, that kind of game. Always looking for the next kind of game like that. Hopefully this will be a good one. Let's see. That's pretty. Can I like do something? Oh.
Welcome.
Oh.
Are you sitting comfortably?
Kind
Are
of.
you focused
Sure.
and not thinking about whatever's bothering you these days?
No. We'll try that
I'm
one.
not here to test you. Please relax. Let your thoughts come and go and listen as they fade away in the distance. For better or for worse, this is where your life has brought you. Looking at a screen, listening to me.
He has a
Imagine
nice voice.
for a moment that you've just had a child. It's healthy, but unfortunately also completely blind. For their whole life, they will live in the dark and not see a thing. Their perception of reality is something that you might never be able to comprehend. How would you describe the world to them? What can't be touched or heard, smelled or tasted? How would you describe sunlight? By what it does? Or how it feels on their skin? I think I'd play them this piece of music. First composed by Tchaikovsky in 1878, these rays of light have traveled through decade after decade, finally reaching your ears this very moment.
There's a secondary voice in there if you can hear
You
it. It's
have
a woman's
also
voice.
traveled far to get here today, but you're only passing through and should probably get going.
What the hell was that intro? That was a crazy intro. He's like slightly too loud, by the way. I'm gonna turn the game down like marginally. What was that intro? That was crazy. What would you do in that situation? Dude, I don't know. I can't. Oh,
I'd like to tell you a story.
there's a lot of voices going on. I'm gonna change my sensitivity. What would you do in that situation? It's hard to really think about like having a disabled child like that. Like how would you live your life? How would you explain the world to them? It's someone you truly love and it's someone you want to share the world with, and well, being able to do that differently from everyone else, like that's something that everyone thinks about. Every parent thinks about. It's not easy. It really isn't.
It all happened to me when I was young, walking
This is
in the
pretty.
forest, much like you are. Those were days filled with boundaries and rules.
The voices.
Running in the hallways, don't do this or that or the other. But with my world full of fierce discipline, I walked the forest to breathe. One day, deep in the woods, I found a funny-looking tree, crooked, old, and wrinkled.
This is strange. Oh,
With a little
oh, where'd the tree go?
huge ships. Calm creeks turned to ferocious oceans. I can still recall the people I imagined dragged downstream.
There's no tree anymore. It's a rock.
As I gazed back up on the old tree,
Hello, rock.
I noticed something peculiar. It was crying.
Can I go into the forest?
Crumple,
Like eyes closed tightly,
Oh,
clear drops streaming silently down its wrinkly skin.
So I did, as children do.
tasted it.
Tasted it.
You tasted the tree? Am I following?
The first drop made my tongue tingle.
The second made it prickle.
This is pretty.
And the third moment, the thread landed
Oh,
on my tongue.
a little tree.
a profound sensation spread through
Hi.
my chest.
Oh, it's a person. It's like,
Undefinable, like
there's a
dust,
voice coming from it.
both vague and specific. One thing was clear. Something was changing within me.
Whoa.
I remember.
Let's go follow this
breathing
light path.
And out.
Feeding the fire.
If I'm following, they were going on a walk through the. Whoa, whoa, what's that? Oh, there's more over there. Yo, what is that? So they were going on a walk through the forest, and they came upon like a tree, so they tasted its sap. I never exactly tasted tree sap before. Don't think I ever really cared to either. Well, maple syrup. Maple syrup that's tree sap, I believe. I'm Canadian. I should probably know this. Hello, dude. This game's really pretty. Like, wow. Look at this. Hello, pretty flower. Come here, you. I want to see you. I want to smell you. Whoa. Look at my vision. Hello, pretty flower. Oh, a flower.
I woke to a slight prickle in
Oh,
my
another tree.
fingertips.
Hello, talking tree.
I studied them closely, discovering circular ridges in the foreign landscape of my skin.
Your fingerprints?
The prickling soon slipped my attention. It would need another week until it returned. A wave of gentle needles moving over my skin.
I like the talking trees.
A limb falling asleep, perhaps.
Let's go get more flowers.
I did not start worrying until it returned the third time.
There's another one. Talking tree.
Making its way up my neck
Oh,
before engulfing my skull completely from behind.
this tree's
I
talking.
feel the tiny needles covering my eyeballs.
But did it not stop there? I held
Those
my
captions were
breath
backwards.
as the smallest thorns
Crawled around my lips before spreading into my lungs and stomach. My awareness
Spread with
That big
it.
tree's talking.
I remember the strangest sensation of my mushy dinner in there.
as if I held its remains.
The remains in the palm of my hand.
Listen to this one's voice. That's awesome. Oh, more flowers. So they're talking. It's windy. Eee, that's creepy, man. Which one do we go for? That one's kind of cool looking. This one's like a cone. So I think I picked up this like rose and there's thorns in it, and they were talking about the feeling of the thorns in the rose. This is creepy. I'm like waiting for a monster or something. This is creepy. Forests are like creepy. They're cool in real life, don't get me wrong. They're beautiful, I love them. But man, they're creepy. And I think that's more of a primordial fear than anything, if we're being real. Like, there's that connection that humans have with nature in the end. We're humans, we're animals, it's just gonna be like it. Just how it is. But in the end, there's still some primordial fear of, you gotta be careful. There's animals out there, man. You don't want to get eaten. That's just how it is. That's just the simple truth. Hello, pretty flower. Come along, my friend. You're coming with me.
My body took control and opened.
Opened my mouth. An explosion of air.
sun, I like
rushing
that.
into my lungs. The tingling spread with it through an endless web of veins, soon reaching my beating heart. For a moment, I stood in awe of the activity.
The talking trees are weird.
Body. I felt my heart beating faster
This guy's a nice voice.
and my skin sweating.
You have a good voice, tree.
Your body is your only vessel in this world.
And when it misbehaves, the claustrophobia is total.
Seek help?
I thought. And at that very moment, the tinkling needles
Shot from my brain down through my spine. I felt them scatter through my upper leg,
My muscles contracted to lift my knee. My body weight shifted forward, and a shockwave spread
from the foot sole as it landed softly on the ground.
These voices are like, dude, they're
The
crazy. They're going
process
everywhere.
revealed itself in greater detail for every step. I was overwhelmed, but my body kept moving.
This one has a weird accent. I can't quite tell where it's from.
I do not at all feel like the boss giving directions. It all happened automatically.
I want to say Slavic, Scandinavian maybe,
Was simply alone for the ride,
but not really.
like you.
Ooh, that's creepy. What's the next flower? There's one over there. Whoa. I'm trying to follow along with the story. What? It was saying, like, we're just simply along for the ride through life, just feeling emotions and crap. That's what I gleaned from those last couple words. My brain doesn't like to follow along with stories, so I like to read recaps of stories, because that way I can, like, really think about them and understand them. Dude, these trees there's so many of them, they each have a voice, too. Oh, I've already had you, though. I want a new flower. Let's go get this one. I want this one. That one looks really pretty. Flowers are cool. I don't know. Flowers aren't my thing. They're pretty and stuff, but there's definitely better things out there than flowers, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. They're cool and all, but big trees, giant forests. Like, look at that. That's so pretty. That's so cool. That's nice. This game's pretty, dude. This is a really good looking game. Come along, you. Oh, the cone. I wanted the cone as well. Do you want the cone or this one? Let's get this one.
The doctor's office was
Cold and white.
Is it talking about getting therapy?
Felt like a polar expedition.
My parents' distant futures of the landscape. I wanted
To explain, but was unable. My lips and tongue
engaged in an intricate choreography. Myself in the audience,
Observing the words performed. My lips muttered, "I'm sure it will pass,"
I like her voice.
while my thoughts were crying for help.
Okay, I'm gathering this is like about needing help mentally and going to therapy to sort of try and get it. It's more a child though, because parents bringing you there. That's what I'm gathering from it. And therapy is one hell of a ride. Like, I've been to it. I definitely need more of it. My therapist said that therapy is probably a really good thing for me, just because I'm the kind of guy to like to talk things through. And my intelligence is sort of like, it allows me to grasp these subjects, and being able to talk through them lets me naturally work through them. That's what my therapist told me, and it's like, yeah, it's a crazy ride. I think about things a ton. I'm constantly thinking about just everything. And it's hard to not be thinking about everything that could happen, good and bad, and it's just, your brain never turns off. Maybe that's a symptom of just my brain. I'm sure everyone has that. And it's not a bad thing to be able to think about things. Obviously, it's good to be able to think, but it gets stressful after a while just thinking constantly, right? That's a pretty flower. And it's hard to like it. It's hard to go get help for it. I don't know if it's part of human society at this point that like wanting to go get help mentally is such a stigmatized thing. Like, maybe you're seen as crazy. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's a society values people who are able to like pretend they're okay and push past that, when in the end we are all human, and it's just not something you can always do. You can't always push through things yourself, and we're all here together, so why not go get some help with other humans who are doing the same thing as you. It's a pretty flower.
The conversation kept going, but I stopped paying attention. Instead, I was following the hands of a clock mounted on the doctor's wall.
It's strange.
They were both speeding up and slowing down.
I want to be in the middle of the trees.
I was slipping further and further away.
You mean there?
A levitating
Yes.
camera in a video game,
Pretty.
merging with the code it was running on.
Again with a binary with electronic circuit and so on.
I closed my eyes and let my
Sensations lead me.
First, I spent some time with my bones.
Among their many functions, I got lost in their continuous breathing.
An uninterrupted flow of calcium absorbed.
And released.
Whoa, the wind speeds up when they talk about breathing.
My
That's
skeleton
cool.
was alive and living, in and of itself.
That giant tree.
I could feel my mind clinging
To the known, to the cluttering thoughts, the buzzing of memories and fears of the future. But for each breath
I think I got teleported there.
Was released, and my shoulders sunk comfortably.
She's a strong voice.
It has certainly felt like I was in there, somewhere behind my face.
but I was nowhere to be found. And the more I looked, the more hazy
I became.
Wow. I think, look, in stories are your own thing to make of them in the end. So if I'm right or wrong, I'm going to explain what I think. And if you have a different story or explanation for this, then that's perfectly fine, since stories truly are what you make of them. And there's no real necessary truth to them. They are all fantasy in the end, and you're allowed to do what you want with them. But this, to me, is more the, like, current going of the person's therapy. And they're trying to, like, search inside themselves to find who they are, to try and, like, bring that up and talk about it, but they're struggling to do so. Because, I mean, come on. Hard to really know who you are when society really does force you into this certain way of being. Yes, I have a very, like, societal view on things. I really do, but it's how I see it. I see that's pretty. Oh, no, we gotta go for that one. I see it that society sort of forces you into these different roles, which, I mean, natural. It's just how human society is run. Humans work. But you don't always want to be like that. It does suck having to be like that when you don't really see yourself as that. That's at least me in real life. Yoink. Ooh, mini tree. Oh.
When my eyelids
Whoa.
eventually opened,
They felt as slow as a sunrise.
Whoa, that's so bright.
Photons converted to neuro signals shooting along the optic nerve.
I got a strong voice too.
Piece of information
Into the darkness. The brain categorized motion, color, edges, distance. I sat for moments in the dusk, watching the sunrise. When the world eventually lit up, I was no longer wondering why matter lights up from the inside. My experience changed from the fire to the light it emits. But it would get much stranger still.
That one totally clicked with me. That was, they had their eyes closed, and when they opened it, they weren't just looking at the world for what it's doing to them, and how they, like, think that the world is working right now, if you know what I mean. Like, they're not thinking about the good and the bad of it. They're just thinking about how it looks and how it all feels. The experiences that it gives, the experiences that it brings, and what they see it for. Like, in the end, there is all these massive events going on all the time. There always will be. It's hard to truly see that as nothing more than just a fire sometimes. But if you can take a step back, just breathe for a second, you can see it as, you can see more of the light coming from the fire and understand that, yeah, it's a fire, but it's still pretty in the end. It really is. Let's go get another flower. That's what I gleaned from that. That one totally clicked with me. I want the cone. I want the cone, dude. I keep seeing cones in the distance. But I can never get the cone. I want the cone. Give me the cone. I want this cone's mine. I want this cone. Don't disappear on me, cone. I want you. Oh, I know what that one is. That's the normal one. The cone. Hello, cone. One sec. My mic is not muted right. Yeah, we're good. No, what kind of cone is that? That's such a normal flower. The cones have evaded me for the last time. Why am I getting emails? Okay. This game really is a nice reminder. Just step back from your everyday life for even just a couple of moments and just admire the beauty of the world. We're here and we want to enjoy it, because if not for you enjoying life, then what's the point of being here?
As the moment stretched, I started daydreaming.
Or so I thought.
I'm more comfortable sitting closer to one voice.
Field creeping slowly in from the periphery of my vision. The hands of the clock still
moving, but among them, vague shapes.
Whoa, listen to her voice.
Slowly,
whoa!
but surely, I saw trees flowing past me.
That's crazy.
And among them,
That's voice.
myself, sitting right there in the doctor's office with a vacant expression. While walking around myself, I was surprised to still see the clock straight ahead. Myself from the side, the clock on the wall. The two images were not overlapping, they just coexisted. Like imagining a familiar place with your eyes closed and you see both nothing and something at the same time. I turned to look toward myself, but saw only the face of the doctor, lingering somewhere between confusion, concern, and annoyance. However, when I studied his face closer, I was struck by terror. The image of myself had turned to look straight into my own eyes. I felt my own hand reach out towards myself, the weight of my hand landing softly on my own shoulder. Eyes distant, looking at the doctor, looking at myself. Rules and boundaries disappearing.
I have no idea what that was. I honestly don't. I liked her voice, by the way. That's why I stood here. Oh, what could you make of that? Like, looking at the doctor, trying to look for yourself, but only seeing him. Seeing shapes in the clock. I think it was them trying to become more in tune with their brain, and then trying to truly see themselves in real life, but then not being able to since, well, you know, you're kind of in therapy still. Oh, this might end up with them going to the forest and being able to see themselves in the forest. Maybe this game, me picking up these flowers and wandering through the forest, like, as figurative as it is right now, of course, I think it's more literal in the sense that the character did go to the forest, and I am now playing the character, picking up flowers since it's calming and it's something that they enjoy doing. That music is crazy, man. That music goes hard. Hello, my pretty. We want the same one. Yeah, sure, let's get it. Wink.
A delicate wave of nostalgia washing over me.
I like this guy's
Intimate
voice.
recollections of past sorrow, relationships, education, and even medical experience. And at last, I was no longer alone. Not in the sense that the doctor was there in the room, but rather that we were together. In the darkness of my mind.
That's what that last one meant.
A vast number of sensations were still flowing, but now with two observers to share the burden.
That's what the last one meant. It was just them trying to connect with the doctor. It's more they were trying to reach out. Oh, birds. I'm not alone in the darkness anymore. Oh, that's cute. Yep, it was that. They were trying to reach out for themselves, but it was really only them in the darkness at the time. So when they opened their eyes, they saw the doctor, and the doctor then reached out for them because they were inviting the doctor into their own darkness in their own mind to get through this with them. The birds. I'm a bird. Cutie. Therapy's hard, man. Oh, look at this tree. It's like a little pretty growy tree. Yeah, therapy's hard. It's not an easy time. Trying to go talk to someone, even just trying to get a time in the first place. Mental health is a bigger focus in modern society, which is good. Absolutely. But it's just so hard to get it. Wow, that's a pretty flower. Holy man. Yeah, it's hard to get into these therapies, hard to get times for it. And even if you do, it's just finding the right one. I don't know. But when you do get into it, it really is such a game changer, at least for me. I like talking through things. I'm an emotional dude. Talking through things is such a big thing for me. Being able to feel emotions and feel all these sensitivities and stories that happen in real life. And knowing that there is more than just me out there, but at the same time, I want to sort out my own problems too. It's like hard to really explain how it feels. There's all these things out there, and I care about them, but I care about me too. And how do these stories relate to me in such a way that I can experience them without needing to be stressed out about them? All these news stories making this world seem like crap all the time, but then you just look at your own life and you see, well, not much is really going on. Like, I have my own life going for me, doing my own thing, living my own life. Well, that's really what matters. It really is. These news stories of all these fires going on, all these terrible events happening, and in the end, bro, I'm sitting here playing a video game. What more is there to do? Give me the pretty flower.
Whoa. Out of sight, a hand picked me up.
Huh?
And as I kept breathing, the fire kept spreading. Soon,
that like blank space scares me.
Doubting my story.
I felt contradicting opinions and ideas coexist, but not in conflict. Different notes in harmonious chords shaping a balanced, indivisible whole. More clouds spread into my vision, and more sensations through my body. The music was evolving. I looked at my hand. 5 fingers against the surface felt no different than 5 bodies or minds. Branches becoming aware that they were connected to the same trunk all along. Their experience my own, all of them present within my mind.
That first part was interesting. Some sort of their parents not believing their story. I don't know what that could mean. It almost feels like there's some sort of, the character went through some sort of traumatic event that the parents may or may not believe truly happened, and they're going to therapy for that reason. What is this, like, blank space? This area scares me. I don't like that. It's totally just like a primordial thing. I feel like a deer in the middle of nothing. That's creepy, man. Whoa. There's more trees. Hello. It's just procedurally generated. Oh, strange. Oh, hello. You're different. You were never here before. That's pretty, man. Look at that. Skipping by all the flowers for a second. Look at that. Cool. Okay, let's go collect more. Come here, flower. I'll collect this little one here. Yeah, there's some sort of... The character went through some sort of traumatic event. And I can't seem to pick up on what it is right now. That might explain it further on. Maybe it's just life. They're talking about their hands being themselves and their own experience through their hands and through their fingers.
The prickling had spread.
Each needle on my skin, another presence in my mind.
Well, there's the dude, the first dude.
Observers sharing the burden. A vast number of sensations flowing. My world, like musical sunlight, just passing through. Every individual going about their business. Strangers on the street unaware that they were all each other, their surroundings, and me. I knew and felt them all as I knew and felt myself. And I could no longer feel contempt, or that anyone was somehow less deserving. There was no longer me and you, no us versus them. It was all just me.
Whoa, the wind. Yeah, that was... It reminds me of that story, The Cosmic Egg, I believe it is, where it's basically there's only actually one person in existence. It's you, and then there's God. And what happens is every single human who has ever lived has only been you. And you've been living all these lives for eternity. And when you live every single life that has ever happened and ever will happen, you will become a god in the end. But it's not so much a story about becoming a god. It's a story about, since everyone is you in the end, that means that you should be nice to everyone else, to every other person out there. Because, well, if you're nice to yourself, why would you not be nice to everyone else? Go share some kindness with yourself. Like, that's what the story's meant to be about. It's a cute story. But yeah, I think I've kind of recently went through this where it's like, everyone is just kind of going through their lives, and no matter how much we want to pretend that, like, we are all, we aren't affected by these things, we're doing our own thing, we're perfectly happy. We are in the end. We are all going through the same thing in life, which is life. We're all trying to be happy. We're all trying to do what brings us our own happiness in this life. And so why is anyone less deserving than us of their own happiness? And I've went through that as well pretty recently, realizing that everyone is a human in the end. And everyone truly does deserve, well, no one's any less deserving of anyone else, right? Everyone deserves their own happiness in the end, and everyone deserves to be able to chase down that happiness. We're all human, we're all doing the same thing. Why not? Oh, giant rock. I want to climb the giant rock. Let me climb the giant rock. It's like a different part of this is a different part of the forest. I can climb the rock. Yes. Whoa. Look at that flower. And this is a weirdly shaped rock, by the way. It's almost like a person lying down. Give me that.
As I kept breathing in
Oh.
and out,
Is this a rock or the tree?
each new breath pushed me along a ubiquitous landscape.
It is a tree.
Simply too beautiful to ignore. What lay past each tree and beyond every hill was another idea I knew to be true. Mountains, transient shadows of matter flowing through time, slowly from one point of view, but for the mountain itself, oh boy, it's in a hurry, like everyone else.
I like this guy's voice.
both the whirlpool and the stream, an expression of energy floating through empty space. All experiences merging to one. There I was, all of us, you, me, I. The light that shines through the film. All else is smoke and mirrors.
I'm at that point where there's a hill for me, but I can't get past it. Like, just kind of stuck on one thing and not being able to see past that hill to see that there is more out there. Like, there's a hill, but I don't know what is past it. I couldn't say. I don't know if there's more hills or if there's absolutely nothing. And that's kind of my issue. This is something I did talk about in therapy, where it's, what do I do at this current point in time? I'm kind of stuck where I am right now, and what do I do about that? I don't know if there is anything past this. I don't know if there ever will be. And he said, yeah, you're right. There might not be. In the end, there may or may not be more past that hill. There may be more hills, or there may be absolutely nothing. And I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't honestly know what to do about that. There could be anything. I don't know what the next big hill is. I don't know what the next big mountain is. I don't even know if there is one. Anything could happen, and I don't know what to do about that. The cone? No, you're not a cone. You're just a normal flower. Give me that.
As with all stories, this one also ends.
What? Is this the
Not
end?
because the story has an ending, but because it keeps moving.
Leaving us behind.
My body kept living, like yours will, with surfaces preserving its illusion of separateness.
What?
The screen. Our very own eyes.
Is this Forrest the person?
I couldn't tell if I had ascended or dissolved.
I'm soaring through space, but unable to move, nevertheless.
And as I turn in orbit,
The boundary between light and dark keeps moving. A cascading wave of thoughts, arriving at dawn, just to slip away at dusk.
Look at that. That's pretty. I want a picture of that. 1 second. Yoink. That's pretty, dude. Wow. Boom. Sunlight. .png. That's a pretty picture. Wait, so are they saying that, like, they are the forest now? They've ascended? What? What are they trying to say? Oh, I don't know what they're trying to say. This little quiet flower over here. What do you look like? It's another blue one. I like the blues. Hello. The blue flower. That's not blue. It's red. Ooh. Ooh, it's green and red. Ooh, that's pretty. Give me that. Oh, look at the little one in the center.
A violent competition on a speck of dust suspended in nothing. An energy field fumbling in the dark, trying to describe myself. I want to be safe. Well fed, not too warm, not too cold. To be acknowledged
by my closest.
So even though
You are another part of me
looking back,
You will always be a stranger. A lump of resources. For my
exploitation. The branches cut. Our atmospheres separated once again.
Rocks skipping along the surface, never sinking in. The inconsistent dash of beauty between the noise,
Picked up by a stranger with good intentions.
And with it, sentenced to die.
I don't care who you are, or how you found me. But we are both reaching in. A few lonely rays, venturing through space, in just the right direction.
Absorbed in our leaves, stored as sweet sugars,
And exhaled as crisp and clean oxygen.
and while the light warms our skin, or while we wait
For the next sunrise, we breathe in.
The wind, that's so cool.
All that matters is that you are here.
Right now.
and for a moment we are together, you and me, as one, like we always are, and we always will be.
Whoa, what's going on? Being one with nature. I was talking to the forest in the end. Let's continue this way. What is going on over there? Is that a graveyard? Oh my gosh, it's getting cut down. That's terrifying. So I'm like talking to the forest. This is literally the forest. Is that the bird? Is that a dead bird or is that a rock? I think it's a rock. Oh. Sentenced to die one day. As humans are. Wow. This is not the end. Follow the light. Approach the forest of time and go beyond the Great Barrier. What? This is not the end. Follow the light. Approach the forest of time and go beyond the Great Barrier. That's creepy. Alright, we go that way. It's a souvenir. Huh. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I love you. A souvenir. I love you. To a friend never met. Wow. I am, you are, I am. We are being, this is a doing of being. I love, I'm sorry. Wow. Astral projection? The end, question mark? You are enough. Wow. This is crazy, dude. I don't have any idea what this is about. True. Oh, beautiful ending. I love you. This is really cute. It's a souvenir. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to go that direction. I just want to read more flowers. Cameron, yeah, I'm not going to pronounce that. I just don't know how to. Was here for a moment. Ryu. Are these actual real quotes? Free will. Wow. Are these actual players who have played this game? They got cones. Oh, no, they didn't. Hey, Macarena. Starts with hope. Oh, can I place mine? Can I place it? Oh my gosh, I think I can probably place that. That's pretty, dude. Wow. Yeah, so all of those are people. The trees represent people. And the cut down ones are those who have passed. Wow. Don't stop looking for hope. Remember Strigth. Rip. Pro spelled it wrong. Unfortunate, man. Wow, I'm not gonna continue on this way. Oh, whoa. That's that, huh? That's crazy. Fern Gully. Absolutely marvelous. Treat? Oh, enter text. What do we put? Oh my god. I don't know what to put. What can you put? I don't even know. This game it really was quite special. Talking about going through life. We are all in this together. Forest representing people and those who have passed. It's hard to really encapsulate what life really means through just a simple couple words. I don't think I should put anything. I think I should just truly leave it as it is. Sure, we can pass on a message to the next people, but in the end, it's their life to live. And I don't think I should be telling them how to live their own life. We each have our own lives to live, and in the end, a couple words aren't going to change your life for you. I do believe that in the end, although we are all in this together, you are still your own separate tree in the end. And no matter what I say to you to do here, I don't think it's what you should follow in the end. I don't believe it is. I believe you should follow what you want to write here. And as such, I believe leaving this as a blank space truly is the correct way to do this. For those who have passed, I respect them. And for those to follow, I wish them luck. But in the end, what I put here, I don't think it'll matter too much. I think it's just good to put a space. Make your own story.